I'm Joseph. At Roboflow, we believe anything that can be seen will be turned into software. In a sense, for humans, like sight's the primary input, and that's not yet the case for computers. And we think it will be pretty soon. So at Roboflow, we build the tools developers use, hosted, open source, and community that developers use to make the world be programmable. Roboflow's story got its start in 2017. You may have actually remember seeing Magic Sudoku, an app that we built when Apple released Augmented Reality Kit, AR Kit, in 2017. It won Product Hunt AR App of the Year and kind of went like mini internet viral. And a friend and I that built this at the time didn't think much of it. But you fast forward, and in 2019, we realized the world hadn't changed a whole lot. And so that friend and I ended up saying, why don't we build the consumer app that allows anything to be understood by software? In building different sorts of board game solving applications, chess, Boggle, et cetera, we realized the tooling was extremely underdeveloped. And so in 2020, we released that tooling externally, and that's gone quite well. So developers can make APIs for everything. And so since 2020, about 250,000 developers build with Roboflow's tools. We raised $23 million from investors that you likely know, and over 16,000 organizations build with our tools. That includes over half the Fortune 100. The reason that Roboflow has grown so quickly is because we focus on the three core primitives: datasets, models, and deployments. We have a healthy open source community of folks that build on top of our capabilities and hosted tools. The community that builds around Roboflow, we call it Roboflow Universe, is actually the largest computer vision community on the web, to the tune of 200,000 data sets that users have uploaded and labeled, 200 million labeled images, and 50,000 pre-trained models. For a sense of scale, when Facebook released the Segment Anything model, that data set was about 10 million images. So Roboflow works at the scale and order of magnitude of about 20x that. And then we get about 500 gigabytes new data uploaded every single day. These are net new images and net new data that's created that we can build and create and fine tune our own foundation models for various projects. Those projects power hobbyists, sorts of fun projects like, for example, Dave in Montreal, who built a flame-throwing, weed-killing robot. It also includes Jacob in San Francisco, who gets a text every time the public tennis courts next to him are available. It includes Matteo in the Netherlands, who accelerates cancer research by identifying and automating wet lab research to validate how many neutrophils there are in a given experiment. And if you haven't seen the community projects, maybe you've seen some of our open source. We maintain projects like Autodistill for using foundation multimodal models to auto-label data. Supervision, which is a top 50 computer vision repository released this year and now closing in about 7,000 stars in its first year. Inference, an HTTP protocol for running computer vision models and multimodal models in an open source, hosted or self-hosted way. And Multimodal Maestro, which is our catch-all for doing experiments with GPT-4v, CogLVM, and new multimodal capabilities that are coming to bear. But it's not just hobbyists that are building with Roboflow. We've added millions in ARR this year because companies like Rivian are producing 50,000 electric vehicles this current year by building on top of Roboflow's capabilities. Or Wimbledon, who powers their instant replay on Roboflow and has the last 2 years. The same company we now power for the US Open, and shout out Paul Pickleball, which now has a CBS slot on Saturdays. This also includes companies like Walmart, who are building APIs to understand every single item in their store through automated checkout and all sorts of automated inventory projects you might anticipate. We've grown relatively quickly and relatively efficiently. The team is only 35, and so now we're building the company to keep up with the business. Roboflow to date has predominantly been engineers and those that are mostly going to market and roles. The reason that working at Roboflow is differentiated is because it really practiced transparency and autonomy in the folks that work at Roboflow. In fact, over a third of Roboflow are former founders, one of which who sold their prior company for over $100 million. Roboflow founders and the team that we have are incredibly effective, and we have offices both in San Francisco and New York. You can work in San Francisco with me, my co-founder, and talk to the team, or the New York team, where unfortunately some of the New York or San Francisco folks have been fleeing to my dismay, or distributed across the US or internationally. We have folks in Scotland, Poland, Brazil. We regularly get together. We have twice a company a year on sites, in the off quarters, team specific on sites. And we have a travel segment. We give every person $2,500 a year to go basically co-work with one another in various locations. Basically, not a single month goes by at Roboflow before folks have actually had the chance to collaborate and get together and work in person. We're hiring engineers, full stack engineers. So if you want to make a pivot into AI, great time to do it. Machine learning engineers to make use of the broad amount of data that we have and fine tune and create foundation models and capabilities and capitalize on the novel data sets we have. Open source engineers to continue to grow the community of folks that are working on the open source projects I showed earlier. And lastly, customer facing engineers or field engineers, those that kind of get to live the show, how it's made, but in real life. Looking forward to meeting all you and having a chance to join Roboflow. I will take the spot over by the foosball table. See y'all soon.